All right. I think we're live. I think we are live. Well, this lighting is not so good for me. This lighting is not so good for me. Okay, well, we're gonna give it a shot anyway. I don't even know who's gonna potentially even show up to this. I just thought about doing this right now. So we're going to just sit for a little bit, wait and see who shows up. We got 3 people in the house. 3 people in the house. Who's here? Who is here? Get a little, oh geez. Getting coffee everywhere. All right. Dave. Welcome, Dave. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Juan from Colombia. Good times, good times. Good to see you guys here. Good to see you guys here. We're just talking. We're just talking. I just decided to do a live stream from my classroom at Sichuan University because, well, I'm back. It's very strange to be back in the classroom because, well, there's no one here for one thing. So so students are slowly trickling back to the university here, but students have the option. Yeah, students have the option to come back. But the thing is, most of the students have said, like, no, we don't want to come back. So they've had the option to stay online or to come back and do their classes in the classroom. But the thing is, like, who's going to do that? Ryan's in here. Yeah, the students have the option to come back, and I don't know why. So the teachers do have to come back and teach the students who have opted to come back. But that means that we potentially have classes with no people. So we have classes with no people. Like my 8:15 class has no people. My 9:10 class has no people, but I'm required to be in the classroom. So I'm here. I'm here in the classroom. And so I just figured, okay, there's a few people in here, so I can just kind of show you what the classroom is like. So every classroom has a multimedia setup right here. So we've got a projector that shoots to this screen here. We control everything from this computer here. Here's my lunch. So we control everything from this right here. And if we have a PowerPoint, we have this little clicker where we can click through the slides and all of this sort of thing. And my classroom looks like this. My classroom looks like this. It's big. Like I have, it can hold up to like 50 something students. I don't really know what this QR code is all about, but I think it's a new addition. But yeah, so you'll see I have these desks right here. You can actually pull them apart. You can rearrange them into different, into different setups if you like, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool, but it's a very awkward shape. It's a very awkward, like triangle, but not triangle shape. And it's not good for classroom, like just classroom management. You can only put 3 across. And then like the way it's set up, some students are not even facing the teacher if you have like 6 to a table. It doesn't even work. But what's really great about this is, like, check this out. Like, I really love the view from this classroom. So the view from here is quite nice. So this is the lake so I'm overlooking the lake, and the students call this the Long Bridge because it goes for like nearly a kilometer. The bridge goes for nearly a kilometer. And the library is right there. I can't see the screen, but you'll just have to, hopefully you can see it. The library is over there. And I'm just, I don't know what to do. I was just bored. So I just decided to kind of, sit down and chat with you guys for a little bit. So, no, I'm not at Chengdu University. This is Sichuan University. Chengdu University is in the, so Chengdu University is it's a kind of city, it's a city school, kind of a lower tier university. It's out in the east part of town. But no, I'm at Sichuan University, which is it's a pretty big school. It's a good school. And I'm at the Shuangliu campus called Jiang'an. It's over by the airport. So, like a lot of times, if we'll be having class, and then I have to sometimes stop class because the airplanes are so loud. Jimmy, it's funny. Yeah, I can see the planes taking off from the airport. Just from this way. I think that's facing north because the airport's just north. Yeah, it's just north of us. So, yeah. So, Snarky, you're watching me in my classroom from your classroom. All right, Jimmy. All right. So, yeah, definitely. My classroom, lots of students here. Oh, these characters right here. These characters. So, this says, 毕业快乐. So, it means like happy graduation. Happy graduation, because it is graduation season. Spring semester, we have a lot of students who are graduating, and yeah, you'll see that kind of written everywhere, like in the hallways and stuff. In the hallways, they have whiteboards like this, and the students will like write things on them or draw pictures on them and stuff like that. I don't know if there's any of those. I don't. Let me check real quick. Let me see if there is a whiteboard. Yeah. So, yeah, this is the hallway right here. It's quite a large building. This is the #1 teaching building, and so there it is again. 毕业快乐. So happy graduation. Who's learning Chinese? Yeah. So if you're learning Chinese, this would be great. Oh, there it is again. Yeah. 毕业快乐. There. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And in front of all the classrooms here, you can see the schedule. So it's got my classes here. The classes on Wednesday, garment pattern design and construction for women. Garment pattern design and construction for women. British parliamentary debate, ancient written Chinese, professional English, architectural budget, more pattern design for women. So there you go. All right. So yeah, it's a little bit of just the immediate area. It's a little bit of the immediate area. Okay. So what's going on in the comments? My classroom's slightly smaller than a broom closet. Sorry about that, Snarky. Sorry about that, Snarky. Okay, Guillermo. So you live in Shanghai. You're trying to get the HSK 5. HSK 5. Yeah, I have the HSK 5. I didn't do a lot of studying, if I'm honest, about the HSK 5. I just kind of, I don't know. Like, I've been in China for like, how long have I been here? Like 9 years. And honestly, if you've been in China 9 years and can't get HSK 5, like that's just kind of sad. At least I think so. So I did maybe a week of study with some flashcards because flashcards work for me. So the advice I would give to anyone doing HSK is like, you got to find what works for you. You just got to find what works for you. Some people, they find that drawing helps, like drawing pictures or drawing the story behind a certain character, that helps them. Or just a simple, like, flip the card over, that works for them. People use Anki system, A-N-K-I. I'll type that in the comments for learning characters. So yeah, I know I have a coworker here that uses Anki, this type of system for learning cards. I don't really know how it works, but they use that. People use Duolingo. They'll use Skritter for writing. Skritter was actually going to sponsor one of my videos, but I completely forgot to talk to them. So, you know, Oh, I love these comments. All right, so here, let's catch up to these people in the comments. So Dennis is asking about the Shanghai Speedo. So if anybody was in Snarky's live stream last night, you'll know that I was the moderator. So I was moderating Snarky's live stream, and we got to talking about the Beijing bikini and the Shanghai Speedo. The Shanghai Speedo is still sort of mysterious. No one really quite knows what the Shanghai Speedo is. But, you know, we'll go with it. We know that Snarky's wearing it, and he's not prepared to talk about exactly what it is. So it could be something kind of naughty. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it's all good. It feels good to be back in the classroom, even though I don't have any students. Like, to go to your place of work. Like I have a place where I specifically do my thing. I do my thing, and then I go home at a certain time of day. Just that little, like, semblance of routine, and that, like, just that little thing of being back in my place of work. Sorry, I'm fixing something right here. Just the idea of being back is really good. So James, you're actually back in the classroom. My university is still closed in Beijing. Beijing has been very strict about everything, and understandably so, because Beijing is that it's the capital of China, right? So people are coming in from all over. So Beijing has to be so careful about how it handles, you know, the coming second wave, you know, as people are calling it. So if there's a second wave, where would it happen? It would probably happen in Beijing or Shanghai, like these really big cities with people coming in from outside. Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen. And then probably after that, maybe Chengdu. So yeah, these cities really have to be careful. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, like most of the students are not back. But we still have to teach those students who are back. So I've only really got one class this whole week. I've got one class of about 20, and I brought some students in from other classes to kind of sit with them. So I've got different classes I'm kind of mixing them together, because like 2 students from this class, 2 students from this class, a student from this class, a student from this class, 5 from this class, like all of them are kind of coming together. So I'll teach this one at 10:15, and then I'm done. I'm still going to be here because I want to do some admin work. I want to check the WeChat group history, checking homework and stuff like that. But yeah, let me see who is in the chat here. So who we got? Dave. I've seen Dave before. Chinny Chin Chun is here, of course. William McBride. Wait, William, like William McBride. Is that Chwanda William? Like the William who used to work here? If so, that would be wild. I didn't know that you knew I had a YouTube channel. I think that's who that is. Tom. I don't know who Tom is. Tom seems to be new, but welcome, brother. Welcome. John SS is always in. Snow is always in. Thank you. Snark is always in. Nano is nearly always in the streams. Arturo, nice to see you. Dennis, James, Carrie. Yeah, I know Carrie. Carrie has popped up in comments every now and then. And Ryan, one of my coworkers, he apparently doesn't have any students either. So he's the next building over watching my live stream. It's funny. So I'm a lot better at explaining than I expected. Okay, great. Well, I mean, they don't pay me that well, but you know, it's a good for the amount of work that I do. The salary is fantastic. Is that a smart board? No, this is not a smart board. It's just a screen. It's just a screen. So some of the classrooms here, there's a couple of different setups. There is one setup where it's got like you see how long this whiteboard is. So on either side of the whiteboard, there will be a TV on this side, and there will be a TV on this side. And those you can actually touch. You can draw on them and stuff like that. Like those are sort of smart boards. And yeah, I had those 2 years ago, I think, here. But I think honestly I prefer the screen because like the screens, they're just bigger. They're easier to work with. I can just go to the computer. I can use the little clicker. Like I like the screen. And plus it's a single point of focus for the students. And I like that. I like the students all looking at one thing. I don't want some students looking over here. I don't want some students looking over here because I don't know if they're staring at the wall or if they're staring at the TV, because the TVs aren't that big. So if the student is way back in the back here, like if they're at like one of these back tables, a class of 50, they can't see those tiny little TVs, but everyone can see the screens. So is my classroom under surveillance? Yeah, I mean, technically. Yeah, there is a camera right there. There is a camera right there. Yeah, well, it's good to, I think it's kind of a good thing to have things under surveillance because, like, what if, because there have been issues in the past where teachers just don't show up for work. You know, foreign teachers, Chinese teachers, they just don't show up. They're kind of a no call, no show. And the university can kind of check in on that. And like a day like today, where the university knows there's no students, but we're required to be here. So they kind of have to just check in. Is the, is the teacher actually here? Or if there is some sort of dispute, like I've heard of like teachers and students like fighting, not at this university, but at other universities. And if there are cameras in the classroom, then, you can see who started the fight and whatever. So, yeah, there are cameras for sure. So SSSK, where are the English teaching jobs going from here? I don't think they're going anywhere, actually. I honestly don't think the teaching jobs are going anywhere. It's hard for schools at the moment because no one's coming into China. So schools are desperately looking for teachers. They're absolutely desperate for teachers. It's not, yeah, the jobs are still here. They're just really hard to fill. I was talking to someone yesterday who was really worried about like taking other jobs, a specific other job. I don't want to like out him or anything, but he was saying like, with the rise of xenophobia, people being like afraid of like Chinese people and the Chinese virus or what, like that's what they say, the Chinese this, Chinese that, the rise of, xenophobia and xenophobia specifically and all of that. People aren't going to want to go abroad or people aren't going to want to learn English or things like that. And I don't agree. I don't agree. I think this is just a temporary like blip on the radar. It's going to go down for a little bit, and then it'll go right back to where it was before. Because English is still the language of trade. It's the language of international business, and it's the language of the countries that Chinese students want to go study abroad at. So I don't think the jobs are going anywhere. As far as my jobs in particular, I was going to start a new gig next year, or I suppose like in the fall. I was going to start a new gig, but I got a job offer, and it was a great offer. I started submitting documents, and everything was looking really, really good. And I was in the process of onboarding and all of this, but my offer got withdrawn. They withdrew my offer because of uncertainty around Corona, and they didn't know what they were going to do about visas, and they didn't know what they were going to do with this and this and this, and there's just too much uncertainty. So my offer got withdrawn. So I'm with the university for one more year, and yeah, after this year I'll be out. I need a job with more money. The thing is, I love this job at Sichuan University. It's the best job I've probably ever had. The coworkers are amazing. The students are fantastic. Most of the students are fantastic. I mean, you guys saw like the lake. I'm overlooking the lake and the bridge, and I've got these nice classrooms with the media set up. Like everything's really good. Like this, and the admins kind of leave us alone in terms of like what we teach. They leave us alone. Like we set our own goals and we use our own materials and we do what we think we need to do based on student needs. And that's fantastic. That freedom to develop and that freedom to grow and that freedom to do what we need to do is amazing. You don't get that with a lot of jobs in China. So I really appreciate that. What's going on with these comments? What's going on with these comments? Let's see. People are talking about Shenzhen. I've never been to Shenzhen. I don't know. I hear very mixed things about Shenzhen. I think I'll leave it at that. I hear very mixed things about Shenzhen. I hear it's really cool if you're in the tech field and if you're in the tech field or you're in manufacturing or something like that. I hear Shenzhen's really cool, but I hear a lot of nasty things about it as well. But I don't want to get too deep into that. I'd rather live in somewhere like Chengdu. There's a better balance between old China and new China, and Chengdu has its own local vibe. I'm sorry, I'm doing this. Very Italian. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Most of China are in the rural areas, and these folks have never seen a black or white person. That's possibly true. Well, when you look at the statistics now of like how China's moved the population around, actually the majority of Chinese are now in cities. People are being moved out of the countryside and into cities. Now, the definition of a city is sort of loose. I don't know what they mean by cities. If they mean like cities like Sheng and Shi, Xian, and Xiangzhen and all these other ones. If they mean Shi, like city, I don't know if I quite believe that. But if it means like city or county, I think I believe that. Because when you leave counties and cities, just the drop off in the amount of people is crazy. The population density just goes out the window. So I can imagine the majority are actually in cities. Urban centers is probably a better way to phrase it. Thank you, Ryan. So are things mostly back to normal? Can you go to the movie theater? Yep. Everything's open. Even the university's open. So the thing is with universities, actually, universities are the last thing to open in China. So well, I shouldn't say in China. This is all city by city. Remember, it's all city by city. Every city, every province has different regulations. They have different things, different requirements that they have to fulfill. So in Chengdu and everywhere else, like universities are the last places to open because universities are made up of students from all over China, right? They're made up of students from all over China. So that means that wherever these students are, they have to be clean, or whatever. They have to pass these checks, these health checks and this and this and this before they come back to the university. So if the university is open, that means that wherever the majority of their students comes from, those students are all clean and healthy, and they just go down the list. So yeah, so Sichuan University, like I'd say probably half the students are from Sichuan. So that means like the students who are back, most of them will be from Sichuan, and then coming from the surrounding areas like Yunnan, I have a lot of Yunnan students. I do have quite a lot of students from Wuhan as well, but I don't think they'll be back. Who knows? Yeah, let's check some of the comments here. Nice headphones, by the way. Yeah, JBL, man. I bought these 2 years ago, so that's why 2.5 years ago. That's why they're a bit They're a bit ragged, but they're great. They're great headphones. SSSK, you live in Dallas. Hey, nice. Dallas is a nice place. Do you know Chinatown on Greenville? Nope, I don't. I don't. Sorry. I've heard in Plano. Now, for those of you who don't know, Plano is sort of North Dallas. Plano has a lot of Chinese people. A lot of Chinese people, a lot of Chinese communities. They have like Chinese language schools and stuff like that. It's very, very Chinese up there. But yeah, I don't know that place. Let's see. Have you considered further education? I have a friend who's working at a Chinese university as a research assistant in international relations. I have considered further education. So basically, so I have a bachelor's degree, I have a TESOL certificate, and I have a CELTA certificate. So I have 2 teaching certificates, and I also have something called the TKT, which is another Cambridge English teaching qualification. I have all 4, or I have 3 modules, all band 4, which is the highest. And then the next thing, kind of the next thing to go in the ESL field is something called the Delta, which is like basically it's sort of on par with a master's degree. And then the other option besides the Delta is a master's degree. If I were to get any further qualifications, I would probably get a master's degree, because that would be just, you could use that anywhere in the world. Whereas if I were to get a Delta, I could really only use that in Europe or the Middle East, maybe South America. I couldn't use it in the USA. So if I ever wanted to go home, a Delta would just be useless. No one recognizes what a Delta is. So yeah, I would get a master's. And there are certain programs I've looked at. I've talked to a couple of people here in town who are working on them. And I think it would be doable. I think it would be doable. So that's what I would go for, I imagine. Snow, I believe Sichuan University is the best uni in Sichuan. Yes. Sichuan University is the best university in southwest China. So, Yunnan, Guizhou, Guangxi, even Gansu, and a bunch of other provinces. Gansu's north, but yeah, it's Sichuan University is in the top 15. So it's a very good school. Oh, come on, Marcus, play up Pompey. Give me a break. Okay, Marcus, I was telling someone about you last night. I was like, I got a new subscriber who left some comments about my Southampton shirt that you got me. And he's like, "Oh man, you gotta kick him off your channel. We can't have any Pompey supporters in your audience. Like, that's not cool." Oh. But hey, that's all fine. I was actually reading up about Pompey the other day. Pompey is Portsmouth. It's Southampton's rival in the UK. So if you know anything about the Premier League in the UK, then yeah, Pompey and Southampton are rivals. So yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. Freaking Pompey. Okay. Hey Rashid, welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a while, brother. Greenville on Beltline, really? So Chinatown is on Beltline. I didn't know that. Okay. Do you ever go to the Asian area of Richardson, Texas? Yeah, I think I have. I don't have any specific memories, but I'm sure I've been there. The Asian areas that I've been to around Dallas are around like Haltom City and around Hearst. And there's another city. There's so many little towns around there. But they've got a lot of Asian markets, a lot of Vietnamese, a few Chinese, some Thai. Yeah, the Dallas-Fort Worth area is surprisingly Asian. If it wasn't for Rona, I would be overseas right now. I feel you, Dennis. I feel you, Dennis. I feel really bad for my friends, my coworkers, and just people that I've seen in comments. Like I feel really bad for them that they're stuck outside of China. They left China to go to Thailand or wherever, like for Spring Festival, and then they got stuck, and they're still not in China. They've been out of China for it's been how long? It's May or it's June. It's been like 5 months for a lot of these people stuck overseas. Like I feel really bad for them. Last time I went to China was in 2016. Is it cleaner now? Yes. China is always changing. China is always changing. It's always growing. It's always trying new things. Like it's great. Yeah, this place has changed a lot. Even in Chengdu since 2016, it's changed a lot. Man, it's changed. There's so many, for example, there's so many like new places in the foreign community. There's so many, there's always new restaurants opening up. There's always new subway lines being built. There's like infrastructure is slowly spreading out, connecting Chengdu to the rural parts of Sichuan. It's so much easier to get around than it used to be. And like I found when I go to do these village crawls, sometimes these villages, like they're supposed to be ancient towns, and I'll go there and they're completely fixed up and they're brand new and they look fantastic. I mean, they're not old anymore. They're not ancient towns anymore, but they look fantastic. Like the standard of living for the locals has really just skyrocketed. I don't have any of those on video because like I wanted to film the ancient town, so I didn't film the new one. But yeah, it's so different. Something new that's come in, which is really great, is like, so you mentioned 2016. So around 2015, 2016, something started happening in China, which was they started cleaning out all the street vendors, getting rid of all the street food. No more street food. No more selling clothes on the street. No more selling like pots and pans and medicine and stuff on the streets. Like street markets were just like gone. Not totally, but they were just kind of gone. Even in like smaller towns around Sichuan that I went to. And people that I talked to around China, they said very much the same thing. Everything was being cleaned up. Everything was being sanitized, just being wiped away. But now, because of Rona and everyone losing their jobs and whatnot, now the street vendors are back because the government wants to encourage job growth. They want everyone to get out there and start selling again. They want the economy to get stimulated and bring it back to baseline. So like now when you walk around Chengdu, especially at night, holy crap, there are so many street vendors. It's wonderful. It's like stepping back in time to like 5 years ago in China and even further. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's great. So, yeah, that's something that's definitely changed. So they took away street food and street vendors, and now they're bringing it back. But I have noticed with the street vendors coming back, they are cleaner than what they used to be. They are cleaner in some ways. Like it seems they're picking up after themselves more. And of course the carts are new because they had to buy new carts. So that's kind of cool. Sean. Hey Sean, yeah, you've been in a few streams. When do you think foreigners are allowed back? I think foreigners will be allowed back on a country to country basis. Depending on how their country is handling the pandemic. So places like, for example, New Zealand that have done very well with handling the pandemic, they're going to come back first, probably. Or somewhere like Australia. Australia, I'm not totally sure, but I think Australia has done a good job. That's my instinct. So Australia would come back next, but like USA would be dead last to come back. So I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say like September. I don't know, September, start letting in a few foreign nationalities, and then, but Americans, probably not till next year. Bowen Han, do you know Trevor the Food Ranger? I do. I talked to Trevor, I don't know, a week or a couple weeks ago, I think, chatting about this, that, and the other. Made a few jokes at his expense. You know, I had a like a fangirl moment with Trevor. Like we go way back. Like I've known Trevor for like 5 years. Like since he started his YouTube channel, 5, 6, 7 years. I've known him for a while. But he went to this place that I was always a huge fan of on Instagram, and he met the head chef of that restaurant and blah, blah, blah. And I had this like fangirl moment. I was like, I can't believe you met that guy. That's so amazing, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm really like proud of you. I'm happy with what you're doing. Trevor is great. He deserves everything that he has because he works so hard. You guys don't even know how hard Trevor works and how much time he spends doing the things that he does. YouTube is a job. You know, it is a job. It's not just a fun thing that you do every now and then. You know, if it is your job, it is a job. For me, it's just like a hobby, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, is it safe to take a trip to China? I think so. China's perfectly safe now. Maybe up in Heilongjiang, like I've heard in Heilongjiang, like around Harbin, like that's the very farthest northeastern province. I hear that place is having a little bit of a second wave, but everywhere else is fine. Like if you could get into China, you know, I wouldn't feel bad about recommending you taking a trip because it's fine. It's a non-issue. I think Rona is kind of a non-issue now. I think it's over. Let's see. I have another friend who works in China who came back to the UK to avoid the Mexican beer virus, and now he can't get back. Yeah, that's right. That's right. He came back to avoid the pandemic, or he went back to the UK to avoid the pandemic, and now he's smack in the middle of it, and now he can't get back to where it's the safest. Luckily, his job in China is writing English language news so he can work from home. That's fantastic. That's great. A lot of people are hurting right now. So it's tough. Yes, Peter Hessler does work at my university. Yeah, so that'll give you an idea of how good the university is. Yeah, Peter Hessler does work here right now. You can almost see the building where he works in. It's down that way. So if you were to look out, like if you were to look out the window here, okay, so, I can't show you. Okay, so there's the library, but if you were to keep walking this way, yeah, this way. If you were to keep walking that way, maybe half a kilometer, then you could see the building where he works at. But isn't that just the nicest view? It's just the nicest view. I like it. That's my favorite part about this classroom is the view. I don't like the desks. But I like the setup of everything. But yeah, the view is definitely the best part, for sure. So I think my cam is a little bit foggy. Let me. There we go. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, let's get that in there. So I'm planning on teaching in China, but I don't know if I'm able to enter the country now. When I heard China's currently closed. Yes, China is closed. Sorry about that, man. I've got about 3 minutes. You guys are going to hear the bell ring. And then thanks, Ryan. You guys are going to hear the bell ring. And when the bell rings, I'm going to end the live stream because it'll be 40-something minutes. This is just a fun little talk. You know, it's just a fun little talk showing you my classroom and all that. And yeah. Desks are better than the rows we have in Beijing. I can never get students in the middle to move. Yeah. That's the problem with a lot of the desks is that, like, are your desks bolted into the floor? Because, like, I like the rows of desks if you can move them around because you can turn them to face each other or you can put them in a diamond shape. You can put them in a square or a rectangle. Like, that's really nice. But if they're bolted into the floor, I don't like those. I don't like those desks. It sucks. But yeah, I've enjoyed the stream. It's been really nice having like a topic, like something to kind of talk about. Because I've been watching snarky streams. I've watched, like I joined in the midweek stream with Alex Reporter Live. I don't actually know his username, along with the Barretts and a few others. And like having a topic for the stream is really nice. It gives me something to fall back on if I don't know what to talk about. So, am I going to apply to be a Chinese citizen? Nah. It's far too difficult to apply to be a Chinese citizen. So, I'm not gonna do that. And you can't be dual citizens. If I were to become a Chinese citizen, I would have to give up my American passport. Not doing that. Like, China's great, but the thing is, like, I'm not going to give up my American passport. Like, I don't want to do that. Landua Lawai doesn't look so Landua anymore. So Landua means lazy foreigner. So this person is Chinese, and they've watched me on Chinese media. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. It's been fun. It's been a good time. I might do this same time tomorrow. Okay, so if you're on your computers, same time tomorrow, then please tune back in, because I'll be in the classroom. I'll be bored, so you can tune in. So thank you all very much for watching. Yeah, just I don't know. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, chat. We're done. We're gone. F's in the chat. Sorry, it's over. So thank you all, and I'll see y'all maybe tomorrow. Goodbye. And boom. Oh, there it is. Perfect. See ya.